Hello everybody, how are you? It's Mike Andrew once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. I want to talk a little bit about ego. I was having a conversation with a few people recently and we were talking about egos in the workplace. Ego, it's the antithesis of being team-oriented. You know, in business we talk about the team, you got to be a team player. And that's what we all strive for, but if there's one person with a strong ego, it goes against the grain of what team is, because then that person's ego becomes more important than the team. And that's not good, whether it be a sports team or a team in business. There's a proven, reliable derailer, corporate derailer called bold, which is also described as being arrogant or entitled, or overestimating the value of your contribution. It's good to be confident, but when you go over the line, what we call the danger zone, it becomes bold or arrogant. That's where ego comes in. That alone is very difficult for one's career. It could derail you. It most likely will derail you because it's a proven derail you. But when that's combined with another part of the assessment, if one scores lower on interpersonal skills or interpersonal sensitivity, that's a double whammy. So imagine that. Imagine looking at bringing in somebody that scores in the danger zone of bold or arrogant and lower on interpersonal, the inability to really manage that, to demonstrate humility. I've worked with people that took this assessment and scored high on bold, and they look at it as a badge of honor. I'm bold. No. One person never got the promotion that she was begging for 2-3 years because she overestimated her contribution. She was too bold and arrogant and didn't prove performance-wise that she deserved the promotion. And I had to keep saying no. Another person, over the top, danger zone bold, with inability to manage that with interpersonal sensitivity, I had to let him go. And what happens is, and I'm no psychologist, believe me, I don't know what causes someone to be egotistical, but it doesn't belong in the workplace. Who wants to work for a manager that has a big ego? What manager wants to hire an employee? I've had them that have big ego. They're difficult to manage. What person wants someone on their team that has a high ego? It doesn't work. Get rid of them, derail them. And that's what I did. One never got the promotion and ended up leaving. One I had to let go because he made my life difficult as a manager. He challenged everything. He wanted to prove that he was, something that he wasn't, and made my life very, very difficult. And what I learned, and again, I'm not speaking as a psychologist, I'm speaking practically, what I've learned over the years, and it took me a while to learn this over the years, when dealing with people with high ego or arrogance, lack of humility, is you got to confront them right back. You got to give it right back. And let me tell you what happens almost every time. If you look at bullies in the playground or bullies at work, I'll call people with high ego and bold and arrogant, sometimes they're bullies. And what happens is no one confronts them. No one pushes back. So when I push back on them just as hard as they push on me, they don't know what hit them. They're shocked, they're stunned. They don't know how to handle it because no one's ever done it. And that's my simple, practical, maybe it's my street smart way of dealing with coming from Boston. But it's worked for me every time. You give it right back. If they're going to display their ego on you or on me, I'll give it right back. And they don't know what hit them. And it's the same thing with the bully in the playground. You stand up to a bully in the playground, they're not used to anyone standing up to them. So the main message is ego has no place on a team. Ego I equate with bold and arrogance, lack of humility, and combined with lower interpersonal sensitivity, a double whammy. I've had people like that working for me. They didn't work for me that long. I had to derail them right out of the organization because it causes disruption It causes a toxic environment, and people don't want to work with someone with a high ego. They want someone who truly values the team. Whether you're a manager having an employee with ego, or an employee having a manager with ego, or a teammate having a teammate with ego. A proven derailer, ego equating with bold and arrogance, the antithesis of being a team player. That's my message for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.